Hey, I want to thank you for watching my video today. I want to start a new series this Christmas season by looking at Christmas hymns. Many of us have heard or sang these hymns since we were young children. But do we really understand the biblical message behind them? And so that's what I want to do over the next couple weeks, is to look at some of the hymns that we've sang in our youth and our adulthood, that we hear on Christmas stations, that we hear on streaming satellite stations. I want to look at those songs and look at what the meaning behind those songs are, what the Bible tells us is the meaning behind these songs. And I want to begin this week by looking at a song I just heard the other day, which I hadn't heard in a while. And I'd actually forgotten about it being considered a Christmas song, even though it wasn't written as a Christmas song. And that song is Let There Be Peace on Earth. The song goes like this: let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as my Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. I remember my mom singing that almost every Christmas in church, and I would love to hear her sing it again today. But that song has so much meaning, and when you begin to dig into the scriptures, it has even more meaning. But I think it's even has greater meaning when you understand about the person who wrote the song. Jill Jackson Miller was the writer of the song. She was suicidal and depressed because her first marriage had failed. And it was during that period of time she came in contact with the love and the peace of Jesus Christ. And the love and the peace that she experienced in a relationship with Jesus Christ was what changed her life, what saved her life from being suicidal. And she went on and she wrote the song, and then she really, the rest of her life, continued to preach the message of peace and unconditional love of God. This is what it says in something I read. It says, Jill Jackson Miller, who had been suicidal after the failure of her marriage to a screenwriter, later said that she wrote the song after discovering what she called the life-saving joy of God's peace and unconditional love. That's what this song is about. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. How does it begin with me? We have to accept the love and peace and joy that God offers to us in our lives. We have to let go of the depression and the sadness and the sickness that we have in our minds and our hearts, and then replace them with the love, the unconditional love of Jesus Christ. The unconditional love of Jesus Christ that says, no matter what you've done, I love you. And when we do that, we will have a peace that brings fulfillment into our lives. But then as that peace lives in us, we share that peace with others, just as Jill Jackson Miller did. Here's what Jesus said in John chapter 16, verse 27. He says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Jesus is saying, I don't give you a peace that the world gives, which is based on circumstances or is based on putting our faith in a political group or a government, because governments and political groups have never, hear me, have never brought peace. In religion, and Jesus Christ is different than religion. Faith in Jesus Christ is a relationship, not a religion. And religion hasn't ever brought us peace. Only when we decide to have a relationship with Jesus Christ, to allow his peace and unconditional love to live in our lives, will we ever experience the peace that can change our lives and change the lives of those around us. Now, the cool thing is, once we accept the peace and the unconditional love of Jesus Christ, then that peace and love we will want to share with others. And that's why the song is so important. Let there be peace on earth, but let it begin with me. Only when I truly accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, only when I allow his unconditional love to be a part of my life, only when I find myself in his peace. By the way, the Greek word for peace there means to lack strife and to have reconciliation. Only when I have found reconciliation and a lack of strife with God can I ever truly begin to have reconciliation with my brothers and sisters in the world. And we find ourselves, once we have experienced the peace of Jesus Christ, no longer looking for revenge, but for reconciliation. No longer looking for who is right, but looking for how do I love? How do I love that brother who is hurting? How do I love that brother who has hurt me? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Hey, I do want to encourage you to try that in your life this week, to ask God to come into your life, to pray that He will bring peace and reconciliation into your life, and that you can maybe for the very first time experience the life-changing and the life-saving unconditional love of Jesus Christ and God the Father. I encourage you to do that this week. I also encourage you to come and join us this Sunday. We've been doing a series on Sunday which has been really enjoyable. We're doing a quiz each week on what is the biblical story of Jesus' birth. What is the biblical story of Christmas? Not what the world has told us, not what the world has showed us, but to really begin to understand what the biblical message of Christmas is, what the biblical truth of Christmas is. So come and join us as we go through the trivia and laugh and have a good time and learn. But then, hey, if you win, you get the opportunity to get a great gift. So join us this Sunday at 10 a.m. at our house. And you can join us because we've had more and more people coming each week. You can come and join us as we join in this celebration of Jesus' birth. If you've liked this video, I encourage you to hit the like button, both on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching it. And if you're not a subscriber to our Facebook page or to our YouTube page, I encourage you to subscribe to both so that you can get further notifications about when our videos come out. Also, by liking and subscribing to our channels, you help us to spread these messages to more and more people. And I do encourage you to leave comments. Whatever your comment wants to be, either negative or positive, leave a comment because those two help us to spread this message to more and more people. Thank you for watching our video.